So this is another episode of the Raised Garden, alternative aged arborist mulch bed, whatever you want to call it. It's rained a couple times, and I'll just show you. You ain't gonna see a lot of this, but I put aspen small animal bed shavings in here. So that's what this is here. So basically guinea pig poop and pee. It's spread all out here, and I tried to cover most of it with hay, so it kind of keeps the moisture in and will help get the carbon and nitrogen, greens, whatever. The aspen obviously sponges up the pee pretty good, and there are little pebbles, kind of like little mouse pebbles, miniature version of rabbit poop, I guess. Because these guys are herbivores, they're generally considered safe as a fertilizer or compost material. Right now I'm going to show you guys an area that this has kind of naturally happened in, that I've never really planted in here. This is just like my sweet gum area. And the reason we have so many sweet gums here is we only had one. It wasn't from seeds or anything like this. Died in a storm or something. It fell. Bye-bye sweet gum, right? No. Fell. It rooted all along the tree. And then before you know it, we had like 7 or 8 big, like 60, 70 foot sweet gums. And these guys get diseased a lot. See, there's 2 dead ones there. There's one dying there. There's one dying or dead right there that hasn't rotted yet. Then they fall. They get like 25 to like 40 foot fall. And so this is kind of where we just let things fall. We kind of put other stuff, like that's probably a wax myrtle there. There's a sweet gum tree or piece of one that just fell a couple weeks ago or so. Unfortunately, we do have like some construction waste in here too, like wood and boards and stuff. And we do kind of sometimes move things, that trees that fell or leaves or whatever, and just rake them up here. There's been times when there's been like 4, 5, 6, 7 foot high, just all this stuff. And of course it composts down and stuff, and it goes lower. I believe that was a little holly tree, and some more boards and stuff that are. So yeah, other than the boards, I come out here to collect probably about 8 or 9 years ago a lot of this compost. I took a rototiller to it, got it loosened up, and used that for all kinds of gardening stuff, but didn't really think back then, because I didn't know about this mycorrhizal thing with plants, and the wood chip thing. I'm not sure how long that's been a thing, but I guess I would assume it's probably because the Back to Eden garden stuff in 2009 or whenever that came out. So we collected it once as compost, and now we're just going to see if we can experiment with this area. It's shaded, but we could probably plant 5 or 10 or 15 little plants and kind of manage it again, where things fall over here, let's put it over here so it composts down in this a 10 or 20 foot section, and start doing leaves and all over there again. And this might be a good place to experiment with avocado seedlings and stuff like that. And since it's so shady, possibly like star fruit and maybe white sapote or something, that all the shade gives these plants some cold protection. I think a lot of the fruit trees would rather be in the full sun, but also in a little bit more tropical climate. You're giving it a few extra degrees warmth, and you're trading that for some of the sunshine it would normally have in their native areas. Anyway, we're going to try to find a little bit of a chop and drop or green manure or whatever for our bed. And it's something we'll do probably over time quite a bit. See if we can get some elephant ears, maybe some extra elderberries that aren't growing where they should. And I wish we had a grass catcher on the lawnmower where I could just dump, loads of green, nitrogen-rich material on it, but I got a machete. I've covered it a little bit with elephant ears. There's some Spanish moss, elderberries. Looks like we got some cherry laurel, some Biden's alba, some of this kind of invasive, kind of oregano type mint. I don't even know if it's actually mint. It's just called mint. We'll keep adding more later on. There are a few little twigs and sticks there, but the key to doing the top layer is that so that everything is flat. If we did like big limbs and all at the top, it's gonna make the mound 6 foot tall plus, and there's gonna be air pockets everywhere, and it'll make working in the mound in a couple weeks or month or whatever, when we go to see if it's capable of being planted in, we wouldn't be able to easily plant in it without tearing everything down. So that's about it for today's episode. Anyway, we'll keep topping it as we have time with more, green stuff. If it starts to dry out, we'll wet it, keep adding our weed tea to it, and yeah, we'll see what comes next.